I gained weight, but there was something just really off about the weight that I gained. I felt more like I was swollen. When I woke up in the morning, it was hard for me to walk. It took time for me to really step on my feet. We all know that the body needs minerals. Minerals is the largest proportion in our body after water, and we have little knowledge about it. Right now, our soils are so depleted that we are getting little to nothing when we eat. We are not told about it. We are not told where we can get our minerals from, the foods that we have to be eating, or the kind of things that we have to be adding in our food, what takes from our body and what adds to our body. We have little knowledge about it, and by the time we know, we are already suffering degenerative health issues. Hi, thank you for stopping by. I'm a mom, wife, health coach, and a postpartum doula. So today I'm going to share my story about how I was poisoning my body with salt. Do not get me wrong, we need salt. We do need salt, but I have been eating the wrong salt. So I'm one of the people who takes time to shed off pregnancy weight. At the time too, I was still learning about which foods were right for my body, how to nourish my body, so it was even harder than now. So I was gaining. This time I'm shedding, but it's really slow. But with my first, I was really gaining weight, but something was off with the weight that I was gaining. I was so swollen, and I had difficulties when I woke up in the morning. Something were just not right. My joints, they were hurting, and I attributed it to many things. And when I went for my postpartum check, my doctor was like, oh, keep on taking your prenatals. And that was it. I started to do the research myself to see if maybe I need to see a specialist. And the question that came across was, what salt do you eat? And I was like, what salt do I eat? Salt is salt. When I looked into it, salt is actually not always salt. What I've been eating is chemicals. I've been eating chemicals, anti-caking agents, bleach, things that have been known to be connected to cancer. And I thought that I was just putting salt for tasting my food. And a lot of us go to the store and we take the iodized salt, we take the iodized salt, we take what we call table salt, and we think it's just table salt. Unfortunately, I want you to go to your cupboard and check your salt, okay? You see how white it is? That is bleach. Salt is supposed to be gray in color, or not gray, like off-white. It's just not that white that we see in table salt. And if you are using the Himalayan salt, we know it's pink. But we'll talk about the Himalayan salt too, because those ones can also be adulterated. This is the salt that we use. This is the salt that we use. And we like this one because it's easy for us to get in the store where we are. You can also get it on Amazon, and I'll leave a link for you if you want to get it on Amazon. It's the best salt. It has all the 80 elements, all the elements in there. It is not iodized, so you have to get your iodine from somewhere else. I know a lot of us get the iodized salt because we want the iodine, but the iodine in there is not even enough, okay? The iodine you are going to get in the iodized salt, that is a chemical that has anti-caking agent and carcinogenic chemicals. It's not even enough for your body, so we are being deceived that we are getting enough. Meanwhile, we are putting chemicals that is going to make us sick in our bodies. So avoid that table salt as much as you can. Sea salt is what you should go for, but then also you have to make sure of what brand you are getting, because people are manufacturing these things in their labs and putting whatever they want in there and putting it in the store for us to get. So that's why we use this one. That is the one that has been recommended to us. If you have a salt that you think it's good as well, you can send it to me. I'll do my own research on it and I'll review it here on my channel. The The other salt is the Redmond salt, which is mined in Utah, I believe. So I'll leave a link here for you if you want that one. Having adrenal issues, thyroid issues, all these issues, I'm not saying it's the reason, but one of the factors could be that you are not getting your good salt in. There are a lot of therapies that people have been doing. You should look up salt water. I have done it once and it did really great things for my body. I do not take it right now because I'm not really sure of the detox extent of the detox effect on breastfeeding. I'm still looking into it, but I want you to look up salt water. In the future, I will show you with demonstration how to do that as well. But these are the two salts that if you're in the US, you should be looking into. Another salt that we have heard so much about, all of us, is the pink salt, the Himalayan salt. I believe it's mined from Pakistan. But the problem with that salt is that it's so hard to know if this is the right one, because these are deposits, okay? And these deposits, they said that the deeper you go, you are getting the right thing. But if you are mining at the top, it doesn't really have the elements, the minerals that you need. So how do you know if this is the right one, this is not? There's one company that I trust so much when it comes to that. I also took their salt, and the thing is that once I changed salts, okay, there was a time we were traveling, and so we forgot salt, and we like to cook by ourselves when we travel. So I just got any sea salt. I just got sea salt from the store. I saw a difference the next morning. Yeah. That is how much my body, I believe that I am so deficient in some of these things that as soon as I get off where my source, I feel it immediately. So maybe you are like me. As soon as you get on these good salts, you are going to see an improvement in your salt. And if you're hypertensive, okay, you've been told that you shouldn't take salt. That is a myth, okay? I will explain, and I want you to also read the salt fix because I won't be able to explain it like the experts will do. So there is no research backing that salt causes hypertension or it makes your hypertension worse. There are people who are hypertensive that are sensitive to salt. From the research that I was reading, most people who are hypertensive are not sensitive to salt. Actually, them not being on salt is harming their body. Like I told you, this salt does a lot of things in our body. Our body depend on this salt so much, so you are killing your body if you are doing your body a disservice if you are not taking salt. Unfortunately, these mainstream doctors continue to use this things that are not evidence-based. I do not know why they do that, and unfortunately they have painted every other voice black. So if you hear from me, you are like, who is this girl? She's not even a doctor or whatever. And the research is out there, and they have made it so much that it has to be coming out of their mouths. And unfortunately, they are the same people killing us. So anyway, so you have to read this book that I'm putting in the link. I have just added a short video. It's a sample of the book so that you can hear what Dr. James has to say about the salt fix. And if you are hypertensive, you need salt. You just need the good one. If you are in Ghana, okay, I think that a lot of the salts are imported. So you should, if you want to import salt, go for these ones, okay? And the Redmond salt. Or the advanced salt. That is pure sea salt. The worry is that our oceans are polluted. So if it is mined and they do not check for these pollutants, then that means that we are going to consume them. But if I was in Ghana, I was going to take the advanced salt. That would have been my main salt, not these imported iodized salts, all these salts that are manufactured in the lab and they put chemicals in there. That is why we are having all these fibroids and all these cystic issues in our bodies. If you have PCOS, you are having issues with your adrenals, salt has a really, really huge part to play. So I want you to look into salt. In the future, I'll be talking more about salt, okay? Doreen, since when did salt become so important? Since. You know, salt has been used in preserving food. That should tell you how strong salt is. they are blaming salt for issues that sugar cause. Same way they blame fat for issues that carbs caused. I don't want to be a talkative. It's a natural thing for me. So let me end this video here. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more holistic care videos. Bye bye.